Alright guys, so we're here in the village. This is a short video of me giving my experience so far here in the Philippines. But the full video of us traveling here will be after this video. So let's start this little short video, you guys, and we'll hit that full video after this one. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Good night. Hi, this is Will. But before we start this video, let me show you guys where I'm at. Okay, I'm at the school. That's where I was just standing over there. For you guys who don't know, I moved here to the Philippines 2 years ago. This is the village I live in. So this side over here is where we live. And then this is the other side of the village. You can see how that curves around, so little peninsula right there. Let me back a little bit over here. So that's Shoe Island over there, that's what they call. But you guys see the water out there. You see the water out there. All right guys, so a little bit about me. My name is Will, the wife is Jocelyn. She's a Filipina. So I'm from California, USA, South Central LA, a little town called Watts. I'm from the Jordan Dam Projects. So any of my old friends and homeboys, this is June in the house, Jordan Dam Projects. Also ex-military, was a combat medic. I went to the military to get myself off the streets and did my life some wonders when I went into the military. I was a combat medic in the military, got out, got my registered nurse. Also worked as a peace officer and a real estate agent in the state of California. I might start sweating a little bit here and knocking off bugs because the bugs be flying around here. So that's a little background of me. So about 2 years ago, me and the wife, we moved here to the Philippines 2 years ago, about 2 years, 3-4 months. So I just want to give you guys my experience of being here so far. You know, not no expert or anything like that, but you know, watching other blogs and other people, what they say, what I've learned and what I've done. This is just, you know, my take on it, my experience, my opinion. So if you're new and you decide to come here, maybe you take something from this video, maybe you won't. First of all, for those who are dog lovers, we were able to bring our dog, and we'll get into that a little bit. So we brought our dog Ginger over. You see Ginger in a few videos. So I don't like flying, I'm claustrophobic. It took me 10 years before I made my first trip here. So let's talk about this. For those who are claustrophobic, what I did to get on the flight to come to, especially the long flight from LA to Manila, which is about 12, 13 hours. For almost 2 days, I didn't take a nap, I didn't sleep. So once I got on the plane, I was already tired. And then I went and saw a doctor before I left and got a couple of sleep aids that helped me go to sleep. So when I first got on the plane, I put the headphones on. You guys make sure I use the bathroom and everything. I hardly didn't drink anything because I don't want to have to get up and go pee. So I put those headphones on and watched me a movie. I watched about 3 movies in a row with the headphones on, enjoyed the movies, take my mind off the flight, take my mind off being closed in. So that took me to almost 6 hours. So then after those 3 movies were over, I took my little sleeping pills. And since my body was already tired, I went right to sleep. Slept for maybe about 6 hours. When I woke up, we had like an hour to get to Manila. I put back on those headphones. And before that movie was over, we were descending to land. So as a claustrophobic person, I'm telling you guys, that's the way I did it. So a few things to know right off if you're deciding to move to the Philippines. Biggest thing is to have your finances in order. Because don't come over here thinking you're gonna work, find a job, or anything like that. This is a very poor country, and the jobs here doesn't pay that much. The average daily wages here in the Philippines is about $6-7 a day. 300 to 350 pesos a day. That's what people are working for, you guys. 350 pesos a day, almost $7 a day. So if you decide you want to come here and work, that's hard to live off of. That's why this is a poor country. That's why people are poor. But that's what the minimum wage is. So you got to at least be retired, or you need a steady income coming in monthly. Another thing, if you're old and you're up in age, also have a little savings when you come here. Because if you got Medicare insurance and all of that, they don't use it here. You can't use it here. Now, if you're a veteran, and if you're living in Manila area, they do have a VA clinic. So you can go to that VA clinic for free. But if you're not in that area, anytime you go to a doctor, you have to pay for that. So in some instances it can be expensive, because sometimes when they see you're a foreigner, they will inflate the prices. But my first visit into the emergency room since I've been here, had my wife with me, so she wasn't gonna let them inflate the prices. She was talking. So, in the United States, I have insurance. I go to the emergency room, my insurance take care of it. But when I look at that emergency room bill, man, that bill can be $10,000, $11,000, $12,000. But my insurance took care of that. So I went to the emergency room here one time, you guys. This is to give you an example how much I paid. So I was having some abdominal pain. Gas was acting up. I got GERD, which is a gastro reflux. So when I went into the emergency room, they put an IV in, intravenous infusion in my arm. They gave me some IV medication for pain. They gave me a prescription. I got an x-ray. I saw a doctor. So when I did all of that, when my bill came back, it was like 5,000 pesos, 5,000 or 6,000 pesos, which is right around between $100 and $122. So that was my first experience with paying out of the pocket. And I was, okay, that ain't bad, but if you're coming here, make sure you're in good shape. So I try to stay in shape, exercise, and things like that, so I don't have to go to the doctor. So coming through Manila is like a really busy city. I don't see how people live in Manila. It is so crowded. So when you come into Manila, don't get set on thinking this is how all the Philippines are. It's not, because you have the city areas, you have small city areas, you have areas called province. So province is like living out in the country. If you're in the United States, countryside. So living in a province area can be very cheap. And what you saw behind me in the village I showed, this is considered the province area, because you can't get in by car. We like out in the middle of nowhere. You can get in by boat. So this is considered the province area. Very cheap to live in the province area, but if you come, you gotta have money to build that little house first. Once you build that little house, you're good in the province area. You're good. Living expenses are really cheap, but this is what you gotta like. If you want city life and all of that, the province area is not for you. But there's other little cities you can go to have that city life. But if you want some peace and quiet and live cheap, the province area. Like here in our village, we have just a few little homemade stores, and they have things in there you can buy that get you by. But when we were here in the province area full time, once a month I would go to Tacloban. Tacloban was like an hour boat ride on our boat, and then we take like an hour drive to get to the city of Tacloban. So once a month, we'd go down there and spend a weekend. That get a little bit of city life back. Get some groceries, because I'm not a fish and rice guy every day. Here in the village, and my wife's family, fish and rice every day. I grew up on beef and pork and potatoes, corn and cabbage and carrots. Them the only vegetables I like. So once a month I go do that. I do that shopping once a month. We come back and we got a little refresh in the city. If you go back to some of our early videos, you'll see where we went to the city and we doing karaoke and all those good things. And that's how I was getting by in the province, but now, you know, we got a rental in the city, and then we come back to the village. For those who are single and you want to come here, so it depends on what you want and how you want to live. So let's talk about a little bit about your retirement. If you're retired, so retirement is different. Let's use $1,500 a month, for example. So depending on what you like and what you want to do, $1,500 a month would get you by here easily. But $1,500 a month in the United States, you'll be homeless. So that's the difference, cost of living based United States and here. $1,500 a month, if you want to try to run out there, have this party life and all that, you're going to be struggling here too. You got to be smart. You got to be smart. Like in the city of Tacloban, say if you're on a $1,500 a month budget, you can come here and rent an apartment for less than $100 a month. Let's just say average $100 a month, you can rent your one bedroom apartment. So that still gives you $1,400 left a month. With your utilities and all that, water, a little bit electric bill, you might spend $200-300 a month. Say if it's just you, $200 a month on food. So that's $500 a month. That still leaves you $1,000 a month to do whatever. But it still be hard to save on that. If your finances higher than $1,500 a month, $1,500 a month you can live on. Anything higher than $1,500 a month, you can just put that in the bank and save it. Put that in the bank and save it. And that's how you build a little nest egg. Now, it'd be good if you knew somebody over here before you come, just because the cost of living is so cheap. And if you don't know about it, when you come, just like in all countries, United States, if someone can get over on you and to get a little bit extra money, they would. And that ain't just here in the Philippines, that's everywhere. So kind of know the cost of stuff before you come over here. Google the cost of stuff. Google how much it costs to ride a trike in certain areas. You can Google and see how much apartments cost, things like that. Because recently I met a subscriber, and he came here by himself, so he don't know the prices and stuff, but he did his homework for us where he wants to live, and the Philippines is where he chose. So he had an apartment. It wasn't even an apartment. It was like a studio apartment, really small. He said the running water just trickles. The place is old. And they charge him 15,000 pesos a month, which is $300 a month. But coming from where he came, he was like, oh, okay, just $300 a month, I can deal with this. But the place he was living in usually would cost somebody else maybe about $80, $100 a month. Now he know, but now he's out of that place. So now he's still paying $300 a month. But now his $300 a month got him in an enclosed community with a guarded gate, with a guard at the gate. It's a gated community, has a gate guard. You can call that gate guard anytime you want. They 24 hours. Now he has a 2-bedroom house, kind of roomy, solid house with an AC in there, shower, all of that, water running good. So that's what he got for his $1,500 now. So do research, know the cost of stuff before you get here. And also when you come here, a lot of good scenery, a lot of good places you can go to, a lot of good beaches, historical places. Find you some things to do. Travel a little bit. Then you don't have to go far to find somewhere nice. The beaches are always closed, but always think of safety. Even when you live now, you think of safety. So think of safety, always be aware of where you're at. Always try to go somewhere with someone. Where you live at, you look around. I was an ex-peace officer, so I'm always aware of my surroundings. If it's new, I look and I see what's normal. If something out of normal, I know. I know what people who usually I see, and I start seeing someone different, I know. So that's the kind of safety you want to think about. So let's get into another subject. For those who haven't been here yet, and you're dating online and you're talking to someone, there's good and there's bad women everywhere. Even in the United States, there's good, there's bad. And if a woman sees she can take advantage of you, the bad ones, they will. So not all women. We're just talking about that few general. Just like in the United States, there's good, there's bad. I've been taken advantage before in the United States. So for those of you who are online dating, and you haven't been here yet, and you talk to a Filipina here, look for those red flags. We'll talk about this first, then we'll get into the good things. Look for those red flags. If you just met and a person in this anywhere, any country, if they constantly asking you for money, that's a red flag. If for some reason they can never give a video call to you, that's a red flag. If you sending money and they saying it's for this, and this, and the things they saying is for, if they able to show you proof, and they don't show you that proof, and they can't show you that proof, that's a red flag. Give them a little test. Like, if they never ever want to get on VC, and you say, look, I just need one picture of you. Tell them do something crazy. Like, tell them you want 3 fingers on with this pitch, 2 fingers this way, but you want this sideways. If they can't give you that picture, you might not even be talking to a woman. Now you might be dealing with a scammer. Because that scammer knows they already sent you a picture of what they look like, but now they can't make that pose because that's not them. So those are the kind of things be aware of and look for. But now let's get into the good part, because I've seen videos by subscribers, and they talk. They don't just come out and say Filipino women ain't shit. But that's what they basically can say based on their blog. I'm here to tell you, if you get a good Filipino woman, you got a good woman. My wife, who's Filipina, she's my 3rd wife. I was married 7 years with the first wife, 7 years with the second one. Now I've been married 14 years, we've been together 17 years. Totally different. Totally happy. Long as you a good man to that woman, she got your back and everything. She supports you. She loves the hell out of you. But just like other women, yeah, they can be jealous. They can be demanding. They can be controlling. But that's all women got those tendencies. So a good Filipino woman is a good Filipino woman, let me tell you. Always there for you. So don't be listening to like, oh, they not worth this, they not worth that. If you think that's the one for you, you don't put a price on that. If you want to send her $1 million, because you know, and she know, send her $1 million. Don't put a price on your happiness or your love. But that's just a far out example. You can hear my boy in the background. He's saying, hi, Dad. What's up, Annette? I see my kids coming. So don't put a price on that. If that's what you want to do, you do that. Every worth a person think in a woman is individually different from person to person. Hi. When I first met my wife, let me tell you, she was working in a Walmart. She was my cashier. And the very first time we met, I walked in and I was standing in line. But I was the only one in line, you guys, but I was standing in the wrong spot. So while she had her head down taking care of someone else, about 4 or 5 people came and got in line next to me. So she looked up, she was like, sir, you need to go to the end of the line. I'm like, I'm not going to the end of the line. I said, I was here. She said, no, but that's the line right there. I was like, I don't care. I was here first. So she said, no, you got to go to the end line. But I took all my stuff and I went to the counter. So she was mad. I was mad. And then she went on and ringed me up. And then, you know, she had that little mad face. And, but when I walked out that store, you guys, and I was with a friend, my exact words. And I looked at him. I said, dude, I said, she's cute, huh? He's like, yeah. I said, man, I'm gonna make her my wife. And that's what I told him. I said, I'm gonna make that woman my wife. And that's what I did, but it took a while. So you guys, after that, because the day when I first saw her, I was all, you know, I ain't had a haircut in a while. I was all fuzzy. I was full of paint and stuff. So the next day, man, I went and shaved. I got the hair done. I threw on some cool duds, and put me a nice little necklace on. And I went in there. And I was like, I went to her line. I was like, you remember me? She was like, no, I don't know you. I said, I was here yesterday buying the paint stuff. She's like, oh, that's you? I was like, yeah. So that was it that time. The next time I came through there, I asked her, does she have a man, right? She go tell me, yeah, I got many man. She was telling me that because she didn't want to be bothered. So I was like, okay. So the next time I came in there, I slipped her a note, and I said, you don't need many men, just one good man. I had my number on there, but she never called me. But she went back to her one of her co-workers, who was an older black lady. She told her co-worker, it's a black guy keep coming in here. He's stalking me. So she thought I was stalking her. And maybe I was looking like a stalker, but I knew she was the one. I knew she was the one. So every couple of days I go in there. So next time I came in there, you guys, I put this rose on her little counter when I left. Still didn't call me. So I was like, man. So now it's Christmas Eve. I go in there. I buy this gift set. I buy this really pretty bag for it to go in. I went in her line. She rung up everything. I put everything in the gift bag. Then I handed it to her. I said, here, this is for you. Merry Christmas. Then when I did that, she had told the same black lady, and the lady was like, girl, you need to call him. He seemed like a nice guy, you need to call him. So she finally called me, you guys. That's how we met. That was 17 years ago, we're still here. So we're gonna end this video. And I hope some of the information I gave you guys helped. But my kids here, them on. That's our neighbor right there. What's his name? I keep forgetting his name.
Michael.
Michael.
Michael and Alimanio.
Tell him your name. What's your name?
Michael Alimanio.
Y'all heard that? Y'all know baby girl right there. And y'all know my little Anak, my little big man right there. So they knew I was up here filming. So they came up here to see what Dad is doing. The beauty one more time before I go. You saw me from the house? Okay. So hopefully you guys, this video helps some of you. And like I said, I have no regrets moving here to the Philippines. So I used to run this every day right here, you guys. So I need to come back to the village, start running this again. That's when I was in tip-top shape. So we're gonna do it again. So you guys, subscribe, like, share. And right now, you guys, we're up to 4.5 sacks of rice for the end of the month. So those donation buttons be down at the bottom. So one thing about me, you guys, I'm not like some of these other bloggers I see who got the million subscribers and not giving back, and they getting that 35, 40,000 a month. If you guys wasn't aware of it, someone who has 1 million subscribers get about 40,000 a month. If they ain't giving back, why y'all keep getting that, making that person rich? They gotta give back. So hopefully one day I get in that position and I'm gonna do so much for the people. Right now, I do as much as I can, but to me it's still not enough. That's why I need you guys' help. So we up to 4.5 sacks of rice. So any donation I get for rice, it's going to rice. It's going to rice. Cause there's a lot of hungry people here, you guys. Look, and these beautiful, I call this a poor man's paradise right here. Not being in a negative way, but cost of living on these provinces that's on the water, very cheap. That side and that side. So I'm out here is to help us help others, because I'm gonna do what I can, you guys. I thought I was poor when I was growing up, but I realized I'm not poor. But these people here, some of them, you know, barely have some, don't have nothing at all. So that rice helps every month. So every month, me and my wife, we're gonna try to go to a different little village, pass out some rice. With that said, send those donations for rice. This Black Man in Village, help us help others. You want to give a shout out before I go?
Yeah.
Who?
Shout out Uncle Herbert.
Oh, Uncle Herbert. Oh, you hear that, Herbert? She gave a shout out to Uncle Herbert. The other day she gave a shout out to Tony and Christine, but she gave a shout out to Uncle Herbert this time. You want to give a shout out? Come here, Will. You want to give a shout out? Who you want?
Auntie Christine.
Oh, Auntie Christine. He said shout out Auntie Christine. You give a shout out, Lil Will. Baby girl directing.
Auntie Eileen.
To who?
Auntie Eileen.
Auntie Eileen. Shout out to Auntie Eileen. All right, you guys. So peace out, Black Men in Village. Help us help others. Love you.